Hello, I'm Ghazwan, Khairi, a strategic systems consultant with Quest, and today I'm going to demo Quest On Demand Audit. As you can see from the screen, I logged into my On Demand Audit and I clicked on the auditing section. These are all the other modules of Quest On Demand. But under the audit section, there's primarily four tabs in here. There's the dashboard, which provides a high-level overview of what's going on in my environment. There are three sources for my audit events. There's Azure Active Directory events for users and groups and sign-ins and tenant information. There's Office 365 events. These are SharePoint Online, OneDrive Online, Exchange Online, and there's also Active Directory events. This is when we integrate Quest On Demand Audit back to our on-premise Change Auditor installation. We're able to actually push information about events to this interface. So this provides a holistic view of all audit changes regardless of where they come from, on-premise or cloud. So we provide a hybrid Active Directory, Azure Active Directory, Office 365 audit interface. So this is the dashboard. From the dashboard, you'll notice there's a lot of heat maps in here. We have total number of events, unique users generating these events. I can come in here and I can drill down into anything in here and the graph will adjust itself. Here's a timeline of all these events. I can change the times. I can again from here select and see exactly what's going on in this specific time period with this specific workload. In this case, Azure Active Directory, not a workload. So that's what the dashboard will provide for us. Also under the dashboard, there is a sign-ins section in here. This provides us information about the unique applications we've signed into, the unique users that signed into these applications, and the application names in here, so we can filter on anything that you see here on the screen. So if I just want to filter on who logged into Microsoft Power BI, I can see this information, or I can filter by a specific user if I wanted to. Notice as I hover my mouse over any of these widgets, there's a few things that pop on the top right hand side. There are more options where I can export the data, show the data, or put a spotlight on it, or I can maximize this. So here's my heat map of where the events are coming from. So I can quickly take a look. If we're a US based company and I'm seeing events coming from somewhere else in the world, well, that may be a trigger for me that I need to go in further and investigate. Or I can log in specifically into the US, for example, go into Chicago and take a look at the information. Again, it's very interactive. You can right click, show data, include, exclude. Under the search functionality, or under the search tab, this is a list of all the events that we have, but we just basically group them based on the source where they're coming from, and we also group them in a way where it's easier for you, and that's what you'll notice as a theme with on-demand audit. It's very flexible. It's very responsive. Search is extremely fast. We render events in the millions if you want within seconds. So you'll notice that there's an Office 365 section in here that shows us all workloads of Office 365, all the events. I can come in here, view it, visualize it, save it, run it, share it with others. There's best practices section. Here's my Azure Active Directory events. These are all out of the box. If I want to make changes to them, I can, or I can copy them and make changes under my searches section, which is just mine. All events is just if you just want to come and take a look at all events all at 1 second in one time. Active Directory, these are all the events that have been pushed from my on-premise installation of Change Auditor. So if I want to take a look at events by computer, users, groups, I can come in here and trigger any of these events and see what's going on in my environment. And under my searches, this is basically searches that I have created, custom searches that I have created for things that may make sense for me to go after. For example, I want to see where sharing operations on important file types have happened in the last 7 days, or I've created, as you can see here on the screen, show me all events that I've generated that were OneDrive events or Exchange events, or where I broke inheritance, or where I have Azure Active Directory events. One report that I like to run is, here's a heat map of or here's a grid of all the events that have happened in my environment, and I actually really like the visualization of it. So let's go ahead and trigger that. Here's a visualization of the events. I can come in here and I can drill on my name. I see that I've generated 422 events, and I see all the activities in here. These are all the things that I have done. Again, like we did before, I can come in here and export this data. So I can give you an Excel sheet of what a specific user did, and again, I can do it based on time against the entire environment. Let's go to the alerts section. Under the alerts section, well, actually, before we go to the alerts section, any of these events, if I click on it, I can set an alert, basically enable an alert. So if any events were created by this user, then an alert will be triggered. Who is this alert going to go to? Now we'll go to the alerts section. First of all, the event will show up in here, my events, my name, because that's the one I just triggered. And then under the alerts plan, here's a list of all the email addresses who will receive the email with that alert. So you can come in here and add as many emails as you wish. And under the configuration, this is basically just a list of all the tenants that we have connected to On Demand Audit. And in this case, I've only granted access to my Quest Software Titan Corp tenant. So that's the information we're seeing here on the screen. So that concludes this demo. For more information, visit the Quest On Demand Audit URL listed on the screen.